Andrea, Thanksgiving brought out the heavy hitters. But did they live up to the hype? Let's find out.
I mean, you just told me that you had elevated taste in Hallmark movies and then just hit record on this podcast like I'm not supposed to crack up laughing at that. What?
There was nothing funny about that statement. Pure fact.
Oh, okay.
Pure fact.
Okay.
Well, this is Eric.
After. This is Andrea.
This is Hallmark Mysteries.
And more.
And definitely and more lately. All right, Andrea,
yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
I noticed this when I posted a episode last week.
Mm.
What episode do you think we're on? What number for season 3 this year?
For just this year?
Yep.
75?
101. So this will be 102.
Wow. That's a lot.
I know.
That's more than an episode a week. So kudos to you because you did all the interviews.
Yes. So I'd say there's some interviews.
I popped it in when I could.
Interviews and some other things in there. But
oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah, it was like when we cracked the 100 mark, I was like, yikes. So
that's a lot.
Been getting a lot more interviews.
Especially for a year that barely had mysteries.
I know.
It's a lot.
I'm hoping.
Which you just shared that Private Eyes got renewed West Coast. So I have been cruising through my Private Eyes because just to get a little balance of the Christmas, I still like a little mystery. And so I'm almost done with season 4 and season 5 only has 8 episodes. So I'm kind of cruising through. And I know I don't think you've watched any since we left off.
No, I've been too busy watching other things that
it's my workout show.
I did watch, was it Joy to the World?
Oh,
the one you wanted me to?
Yeah.
I did. I thought it was cute.
I thought you might. Have you watched any others?
Holly or Holiday Heist or something like that.
Somebody told me I would love that. I did not. I haven't seen
it. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't certainly bad. It was.
Well, since you have elevated taste, maybe I'll like it more, is what you're telling me.
No, it was perfectly fine. Especially
and what channel was this? Netflix?
I think it's Netflix. No, maybe it's Hulu. Maybe I rolled right into it after the Joy to the World.
I have not seen that advertised to me on Hulu yet, so check it out.
I don't know which one it's on. It's either Hulu or Netflix. I narrowed it down.
Really narrowed it down for me. Well, this week, since I don't think you've caught up on Baked with Love, I will share. So last week, no one was sent home because they did have that mother-daughter duo that left early on in the season. And so they had kind of that free week to, if somebody has maybe a projected winner has a bad bake, which I think is what happened that week, they use that safe week to keep the other mother-daughter duo in the race. And then this week, the one that just aired, spoiler if you have not watched this week's, I'm just pausing for dramatic effect / pause. Marco.
Please fast forward if you have not seen it.
Well, I just said first. Marco and Steven, unfortunately, they went home, which again, you can kind of see based on the past few weeks, that's probably they're laying out who might go home next week would be my guess. I'm assuming based on they might have had a few bad bakes. We'll see. And then Finding Mr. Christmas, which I know you said you haven't watched this week. I found this one to be a shocker. Like, this is a pick that I would have loved to see him in a movie. I don't know how great. I think Craig is probably the best actor. And after watching this challenge again this week, I think it's pretty evident. Although Ruston did a lot better this week.
Oh, I was going to say, you have me thinking it was Ruston who.
No, this one kind of came out of left field. So spoiler for that, if you haven't watched, it is Davey got sent home.
That was my pick.
I am shocked. Your pick to win it or pick to go home?
Well, no, he was the one who I liked.
I know, I enjoyed him too, but yeah, Davey got sent home.
Because Davey's the one who did the talent show.
The workout,
hey, I'm all hot and just yeah.
But I knew it as soon as he started acting, because Ashley Williams is on this week, and then he started just popping grapes into his mouth during the scene. It was a choice, and I was like, that's probably not the best choice. Like, one, okay, but then he kept eating them.
You know, I like them eating in movies.
I know, but you can see why they don't. It was a really kind of awkward. So then Ashley picked up something to eat because it felt awkward to be like, okay, this guy keeps just eating, and saying his lines. And then he left with like a monologue that he wanted to throw in, which I don't think was a hit. So it
Oh, so
was
he ad-libbed?
so yeah, a lot of them I think they were supposed to.
Oh,
Some
okay.
did better at that than others. And I will say, my boy Marcus, I'm thinking he might go home next week. He was probably the weakest
He should have went
actor.
home instead of Robbie.
Yeah. Marcus is not the strongest of actors. He seems like a very
He's a
nice
good-looking dude,
guy.
though.
He is very good looking, but acting, he was really stiff and very like he had etched everything out. And then let's say you threw me a line or like Ashley threw him a line that maybe was a little off. It was kind of like, cannot compute that, sticking with what I know, that type of energy where you're like, okay, he's got a little bit of room to grow.
Yes, my wife's pretty much like, just don't act. Just don't act. Don't ruin it. Just model.
So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Craig might, I mean, if Craig doesn't win it,
He was
that will be like a shocker like
last week
last
when
year.
they did the brothers thing.
Yeah.
Craig was clearly the
And
best in
Craig won
that.
again this week for
Okay.
he besides Ruston. I thought Ruston actually did a lot better job than in the previous weeks. So besides him, who was the other guy left? Oh, Angel.
Oh,
Which Angel does fine, but Angel is again, he's great reality TV entertainment. So
but he's not mainstream enough for what Hallmark needs.
no, I don't think so. But again, great to keep on because
He's
he's
funny.
entertaining. He's entertaining
Yeah,
to watch. So
he's funny.
all right. Well, let's bring ourselves into the what do we have like 7 movies that aired over Thanksgiving?
Two,
I didn't even
four.
count them all up.
No. Yeah.
7. That was just off the cuff. So we started with the most anticipated movie that both of us picked for the season. We Met in December. Unfortunately for me, did not meet me in December. I gave it a 2.5. So the highlight was when they mentioned Michael Jordan. I got really excited. I'm like, oh yeah, we're speaking my
Well,
language.
they were Chicago, so
Yeah, and then when they showed me the house, I'm like, there is no way Michael Jordan came and watched and looked at your setup. This is not something an NBA star is driving to
especially Michael Jordan, who's
and
not
taking a
known.
picture with you to see
Yes,
this setup. Not happening.
not known for being the fluffiest of
No,
personality. So
no. So that was kind of my. This was a slow burn of a movie, and I think it really. I don't think it was a great air on Thanksgiving. So I recruited my brothers
I
and their
agree with you
wives and
100%.
girlfriends. And so we're all sitting down to watch. I think like The Three Wisest Men or like your Ted Cooper, something funny where we could have been like, oh, this is great because you're with your family. Nobody wanted to sit down and watch a slow burn of a movie. The one person who I kept asking, I'm like, what are you thinking? My littlest brother, I don't know if he watched any of it. He was on his phone the whole time. Like he was just like unengaged. His wife was like, this is kind of boring. And then my other brother was like, this is not good. He's like, but I will give it credit because it's not like I can't figure out what's happening, but not in a good way. And
It
then
was definitely a Friday or Saturday night movie, like a date night movie. Georgia brought that up, and I was like, totally, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. And his girlfriend, she was kind of into it. And then we look over and she fell asleep with 45 minutes left of this movie. So the one person who was somewhat into it.
What time did you watch it?
It aired at 7:00.
Oh, so you watched it live on Thursday.
And they are in their 30s, young 30s. So this is like, yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I think that also played into it. Autumn and Niall were wonderful. Like I thought they were great. I would love to see them in another movie. They had wonderful chemistry, but the movie itself, for me, and I know I'm kind of in the minority here because a lot of people commented on my post.
No, I've heard a couple of people. I've had one person like they said, "Oh my God," they DM'd me, and I think they thought I was not going to have liked it, but they DM'd me and were like, "Oh my God, I fell asleep 3 times during this movie," and I'm like,
see. Well, everyone who commented on mine, I think almost everyone loved it, and except for I do have one person who was with me. She was like, I don't understand. We are like the only people who don't like it. I'm like, I know. I'm like, everyone loved this one. So I'm assuming you loved it more than I did.
I did. I thought.
Is this your top movie though?
No.
Okay.
I'll say of the movies so far this year, I was going to say, even after we met in December, I'm not sure any 2025. I know no 2025 would make the top 5 of 2023. I'm not sure they'd make the top 10 because that's how good 2023 was compared to this year, which for me has been a lot of like, that's pretty good, but nothing I've been like wow about. I did get wowed this week though
From the movies that we're about to talk about?
from the movies we're about to talk about.
Okay.
And we met in December. I very much liked. I'd give it like for doing the 1 through 5s, I'd give it a solid 4.
Okay.
I like, but we've talked about it a million times. I like slow pace ones that unfold, and I know you like ones that have that quicker pace. And so I really did like that aspect. I also like the fact of this one, while it was still a rom com, it wasn't like fluff rom com, typical Hallmarky thing. It was very unique. And so for that, I gave it, bonus points. And that was, like I was just talking about 2023, we had a lot of really unique stories and getting the serendipity type thing. I thought they just did it great. And the fact of them, they were just, and Autumn mentioned it, two adults who are just like, I'm attracted to you. There was none of the games and things like that that we normally get in a Hallmark movie. So I thought that was really good. And then, but at least the intro, you have like the elevator scene at the beginning. You didn't find that just being like kind of like, ooh, no?
Cricket.
Yes, not I at all.
Oh, yeah, no.
And the other thing I liked is at the end when she's like, "Oh, I want to be a designer" and everything like that. It wasn't what we would see 9 out of 10 times in Hallmark, where she just gives up her job as an in-house counsel, probably making like, $250,000 a year to be a junior designer or something like that. So I like the fact she's like, "Oh, I'm not crazy. I'm not giving up my job to pursue my dream. I'm going to try to, integrate it and see if it evolves." And, I think her goal is like, "Oh, am I going to get a Etsy store or something?" Right? It wasn't like the crazy thing. So I did love that. So the one thing I will say is I understand it's the premise of the movie, but one thing that did distract, because like we said, they had such good chemistry, but being how they were searching for each other, they spent a lot of the time of the movie apart.
Yeah.
And that chemistry, when the scenes they were together, was like, whoa. But then they pull them apart. And that's kind of how the story has to go. So it's kind of like kept tugging you out of that momentum.
Yeah.
And so I can see, for you there, but it's the whole premise of the movie. So maybe it could have been done a little bit different to have more chance, almost sightings and things like that, because those were that was like when you're at the theater and we just miss each other, like maybe putting some more of those type of things in there. But all in all, very good start. And I just, though, after I don't know if you had said it first or Georgia said it first, that it wasn't a good Thanksgiving night movie. I 100% agree.
Well, I didn't know Georgia said that, but I am total agreement
Okay.
there.
So yeah,
Total
so you guys
agreeance.
both.
Okay, so our next movie that aired, The Snow Must Go On. Hated this movie.
Hated?
And this is probably, there is a movie that I actually disliked even more than this one.
I was about to say, using the hated when we have another movie on this
I know,
list.
I know.
Strong.
So it's not one. This is bottom 3. This is my third to last movie, least favorite movie. I gave it 2 stars, which might be generous for myself. I did love
not the weekend of the year.
Of the year.
Gotcha.
Of the year. I loved Corey Cott. I thought he was wonderful. I thought his singing was great, but I was totally zoned out. I think in the beginning I was kind of like, oh yeah, I love this sweatsuit that he, this Christmas sweatsuit.
Oh, yeah.
And it started out okay, but then I could not pay attention. I could care less about them putting on this musical. I thought Heather Hammond was great. I would also like to shout out, she dropped a new business, like I think the day before this movie aired, and it's all about having pretty period panties. So shout out to her business. If anyone's looking, check out that. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I thought that was probably great timing on her part. I preferred her underwear line more than this movie.
There was no product placement in the movie.
No, but boy, oh boy, this movie. I mean, all of my notes was I just found it kind of boring. Like I really struggled with this one. I'm shocked that you enjoyed it, I guess.
I'll say I went into it, and part of the thing is I'm fairly neutral on musicals. Like
Me too.
some I
Me too.
like, some I
Yeah,
don't
same.
like. And I will say I almost checked out though when he was singing to himself. He did the one like I was like, wow, the guy can sing.
Yeah.
But if this is going on the whole movie, I am not in it. But I found myself actually thinking it was a pretty cute movie. Was it like a great movie? No. Was it like, okay, it's worth a watch? Yeah, not a one I'm going to go, ooh, hey,
I
the snow
wouldn't say
must go
it's worth
on.
a
I got to watch
watch.
it again. So I was surprised that I found it very cute. Plus, I liked the niece. I thought, I don't think we've seen her before, but I thought she did a pretty good job. I think it's like her first acting gig, if I'm not um, mistaken. But then the sister, did you recognize
Loved
her?
her. Yes, but no. Couldn't I know I didn't care enough to look her up, but I really did like her.
Francesca Quinn. She's the detective on Francesca Quinn,
Oh, well, I was like, she
which I was
looked
always
familiar.
like, I'm always
Couldn't
like,
place her.
oh, we got to see her more. We got to see
That's
her more.
funny.
She was
I
like, I
really
loved her
liked
in
her.
Francesca Quinn.
Yeah.
And yeah, I liked her more. I, you made the comment of like, oh, it would have been like good to see the Herbie, the lead of her
Yes.
story.
That would have been my preference
I
of
would not
her
have,
and her husband
I would
and
not have
or
had
not her husband, her neighbor.
her neighbor. I
I
would
guess
not have,
maybe the downfall of the relationship to then land where she is. I mean, that would have been a better story.
I would not have had a problem with that either. Like I said, I liked
And her
her and I
candle
thought she
company.
was, yeah, totally engaging. I did find it a little bit silly though that like if an adult is casting himself in the school musical, like it seems like people will be like, no, that's not happening as opposed to that. So I found that kind
Mhm.
of
Yeah,
whole premise a little silly. But like I say,
you
cute.
bought in.
I was surprised that I found it cute. I think that's just the best way to describe it.
Well, I think the next movie we're also going to disagree on. The More the Merrier. Now, I gave this one 2 stars,
And
but
you're so contradictory because you're going to get to whatever.
I will say why. This is a better movie than the snow must go on. But I really struggle with a hospital setting. Like I did watch Grey's Anatomy for a hot minute, but then I'm like, ugh, that's just not my thing. Although obviously I made you watch Diagnosis Murder and I love Diagnosis Murder. But we're not in the hospital very much. We are solving mysteries. And so we're in and out. Like if they would have taken me in the hospital, obviously they took us out to go to the cute little cafe of the couple who was adopting. Did enjoy that. Actually, that was probably my favorite parts when we left the hospital. But otherwise, the hospital, it didn't seem like it seemed very rural. There was nobody there. Like nobody's walking around. Like you just had the people acting. So that I think felt unrealistic. Although having just been to a rural hospital when I visited my grandma before she passed away, there really wasn't anyone walking around. Now that I'm thinking of it,
Well,
so that probably is realistic. I
the
think
fact
one person walked by the room,
the fact that I live in Central Phoenix, I have a very urban hospital,
and it does
and I
not look like
remember
that.
when we took our daughter to the emergency room one like Friday night, and the guy next to me is there with a screwdriver stuck in his neck.
Oh my goodness!
And there's another person who is like clearly whacked out on some drugs who like the police are trying to restrain there, like all sorts of crazy stuff that was not happening in the hospital that they were at, the community hospital.
Yeah, I liked the leads. I love Brendan Penny, but and Rachel Boston was fine. Like both of them were good, but for me, it's not my movie. Like I had a few other people who are in agreement, and I honestly think these 7 movies that aired, so like We have a cat one coming up. We have a military one coming up. We have a country one coming up. All of these are specific audience. And if you're not into that kind of setting or theme, I think that's going to take you out of a good chunk of these movies. And so that I think hurt this Thanksgiving week as well when they have those so specific audience that this is for you or it's not. So a lot of the ones that hit, unfortunately, were not for me. And this is one of those.
So pretty much anytime they go into an adoption story,
You're
you
out.
got me. Yep. I mean, being adopted and all, when that started unraveling, when you realize like there was that moment when you looked at her like, oh, wait, she's the
Yeah.
mom. Like you figure it out like a moment before they reveal it. And all of a sudden, that's when the Waterworks just turned on for me. And I won't deny, I was like, spent the last, whatever that is, 15 minutes, like going from totally sobbing to, okay, okay, okay. Then as soon as they show it again, bawling again.
So you
So
liked this one.
I did like it.
Okay.
I thought the chemistry was great. Like I said, Rachel Boston, it, she just really doesn't miss. And Brendan Penny, I think, has been on kind of a roll. I get you with all being in the hospital, so there wasn't, very much
I'm a settings
change
person.
in
Yeah.
that. So I get it. But I will say, I thought it was kind of a unique story about putting it in the hospital. Like, certainly not something which we've seen, I think, in a Hallmark before.
Yeah,
And
we had
despite,
the call one last year. That was way
uh,
better.
okay, you're right.
Christmas on call
You're
is
right.
way
You're right.
better.
But I thought that they kept the pace going pretty good
The
through the whole
pay,
thing.
yes, I will say it
Like,
wasn't a slow.
yeah, it did have something like constantly happening
Yeah.
and everything. I thought it was really cute when he asked her out and like the way he kind of asked her out, and she was like, they were very, very overtly flirting by this point. It's like, I would, but I'm moving, so it's just not gonna happen. And then later at the very end, when she's like, okay, you can ask me out and all that. So I thought the way that their relationship went towards the end was really cute because at first, like enemies to lovers is a hard one to do for me because too often they'll come in just too opposed to each other. I'm like, there's no way that they're going to, decide they like each other. And I thought they did it just enough to have a little tension without it being, too much. So I thought it was cute. Once again, am I giving this would this make top 10 of 2023? No. No. But I would definitely put it in the top tier for this year.
Well, we finally turned a corner for myself. Alpine Holiday.
And for me too.
I loved this one. I gave it 4 stars. I did get I didn't watch. I mean, I do get some of the screeners, and most of them I don't watch, but I did watch this one because I was like, how am I going to make time for all these movies? And I loved it. Like Ashley and Lacey were so good together as sisters. It was a great script. It was funny. It kept like just snappy dialogue between the two. Obviously, Ashley is like one of the best with comedy, I think, on Hallmark. And beautiful setting. Like I even commented, I'm like, is this real? And it looks, yeah. Cause I'm like, this looks real. This does not look like green screen. They were there. And people did respond to my DMs and said, yep, they were there. So I think that added another element. It kept me interested. I liked that there was a little bit of a mystery element and kind of had layers there with their guide and then the grandparents. So for me, this really hit. I'm putting this, I think it's maybe in my top, I think it might be 4 or 5 for me right now. So it's up there towards the top for my favorites of this year. Um, Definitely, I mean, I have another movie that I think, no, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But there's one movie that I gave a higher ranking, but if I'm thinking about like which one am I going to watch again more likely, it's going to be this one. Like this one is a very watchability. Like for me, I'm going to rewatch it and I could easily rewatch this one.
Okay. I watched half of it again because when I was watching Hallmark Plus and my movie ended and I couldn't go to turn it off, it just rolled into this. So I got to see it and I was just like making dinner and everything like that. So I ended up watching it like the first third of it again. But I also agree with you, beautifully shot. I was talking to Lucy Guest, the director, and I was asking her about, I'm like, this had to be like technically a hard movie to shoot. She's like, yeah, it was pretty tough. And she's like, I will say that Ashley Williams, there is nobody who's a bigger trooper and like for the team doing everything it required to make the movie happen because it was challenging to do. I thought in the beginning Lacey's character was a little too rude. That
Oh,
I just thought she was like rude as opposed to being
No,
whatever. And then I have a question for you. What did you complain about in Mistletoe Murders?
nothing.
The tension in their fighting. And yet they had the same exact fight
Okay, but
over
this
and
is
over
different.
and
I
over
don't
and
mind
over and
tension.
over and
We
over.
already had established Sam and Emily, so I didn't want that tension to start the season 2 off. Like I would have
Uh,
rather smooth it out. I don't care if it's tension in a movie like this. I don't know these characters.
but
I
they
don't
kept,
mind some tension.
it was so
I
repetitive,
didn't
their
even
fight.
notice. I literally didn't even notice the fighting.
They'd have the same exact fight and then they go, okay, we're just not going to talk about it. And then 10 minutes later, they'd have the same exact fight. Okay, we're not
Between the
going to talk
sisters?
about it. Yes. So
I don't know. I
when
just
you,
find
when
them to be
you,
family.
according to you, you're going to be watching again, so you'll notice then. But like I said, I thought it was well acted. I thought like it was all fine. My big issue is I think it was miscast. I think Ashley Williams is just too old for what the role called for. It should have been somebody in their 20s. She's 12 years older than
Hard
Lacey.
disagree.
She's 12 years older than Lacey, so they're like
No.
they show them in their little
Hard
kids.
disagree. Are
They're
you
like
kidding?
supposed to be
My
like,
boys are 7 years apart. Like I
but
don't know.
they showed them in their
Hard
kids, and their kids
disagree.
they're like very close in age,
No.
and they're not there. And but it just like the whole thing of recreating grandma's thing. She was in her 20s. It just I think it should have
You
been
get really caught up in
Hunter.
age more than anyone that
It
I
should have
know
been
of,
Hunter
Eric.
King or Lillian Roche, like one of
No.
these really good late 20s ish type actors
Hard
there.
disagree.
So
Hard
that was
disagree.
my thing.
You and age. You have a thing with age, Eric.
I just like the character to be like the person to be appropriate for their story, and
You are the
I
only
thought
person I have heard say this.
I just thought it was there once again because I'm elevated.
Or something. Hey, well, I'm gonna move along to
Going
a
on to
grand, yes, a
niche
grand old
audience.
Opry Christmas. This one I gave 4.5 stars. Nikki and Christopher Polaha. I mean, what? Like that pairing is so good. The country music, obviously, another double sell for me. Even though I actually, that is it, Tiger Lily? I didn't know them. I was mispronouncing that
I
band.
didn't know anything. Anybody on Brad Paisley, I knew,
I knew Brad Paisley,
but that was
but I was
it.
like, I don't actually listen to a ton of country music. I just grew up on country music because that's what the only station we had. They didn't play a ton of the old country, so I wasn't familiar with some of the people. Even when they announced, I like that they said the star's name, so I could like, oh, okay, he's a country star. I don't know who he is, but country star. So that again didn't take me out of the movie, which I think sometimes those can take you out of the movie. I loved the 90s setting and the 90s fashion. I loved the little dresses that Nikki was trying on and that Chris were
Even
trying
her
on.
makeup was like
So good.
very 90s.
Like there was this one dress she wore. I was like, oh my gosh, my mother had a dress just like that. And I had like a matching dress for me. And it was like the ones with the bibs with the floral print. I hated that dress, but I would have to wear it to church on Sundays. And I was like, oh, this is so ugly. So, I mean, again, nostalgic feels there. The actual premise of it, I thought, was it Rob Mays? Oh my gosh. He was so good as the guy who played Nikki's dad. I haven't really seen him in anything else, but I thought he was spectacular. So that duo really worked for me. I loved that storyline as well. I didn't realize it was going to be a time travel movie, so that also was kind of a pleasant surprise that, hey, we're going to go there. I've been to the Grand Ole Opry and stood in that spot. You have to pay to get your photo taken, but I do have a photo there with the guitar. So you pay for that and then you get to keep the photo. So that was fun to kind of see that. And I'm like, oh, I've been on that tour, and Erin Cahill as the tour guide. She was not my tour guide, but that was a fun time. So pretty much everything about this one worked. Now this is my kicker, because I just talked about like watchability and like rewatchability. If I'm choosing between Alpine Holiday or Grand Old Opry Christmas, I'm going to choose Alpine Holiday to watch again. Like, I will watch this one, but I could wait a couple years before I see it again. So that's kind of where that lands. And so for that, even though I gave it a 4.5, it's not, I have the glass blowing movie at number 3. It's above Grand Old Opry Christmas. Somebody thought I was joking when I said that. I was like, no, legit. That's my number 3 movie right now.
Well, here's what I will say. I went into this with the Melt My Heart This Christmas, I realized, my number 1 of the year.
Okay, you're worse than me.
I could not come up with
Oh no, we're
anyone.
losing our credentials, Eric.
I could not come up with a movie before this week that I liked
What?
more. I was like shocked. Right?
I'm
not
shocked.
saying it's a by any means great movie, but none of the other movies I had as much fun with. But
Okay. This one you did?
so you talked about having the screeners. Like, yeah, I had the screener for this. I did not watch it. I was like country music. You made me watch once again the Diagnosis Murder.
And that was amazing.
I hated.
So good.
And so I went into this very begrudgingly, like, I have to watch it because we have to talk about it. And then they tricked me, and it was a time travel movie. And so I was like all in because time travel is my favorite trope of all. So I was just like, this is great. And then you mentioned it, but seeing Christopher Polaha and Nikki DeLoach just flex their acting muscle, they literally so much talent. And we'll get into it in a few moments, but like, just seriously, the way both of them just command the whole performance. Like when they're on there, you're just glued. You're just zeroed in.
And Nikki is a great singer.
Right. Well, she used to be in a girl band.
And Mickey Mouse Club. But like because I haven't really heard her sing on another movie before. And I was like, oh, she's got pipes.
Yes, she definitely can. So, and then James Denton and Sharon Lawrence, like,
I know.
I wanted more of them, but we have time travel, so we couldn't get them. Like James Denton, I think that would be James Denton if I met him. Like, I don't know if he was acting. I think he's just a cool, just a cool dude. And they were both just awesome. Loved him. And then, yes, I forget what the band was called. The two, her dad and his partner, like, they were just fantastic as well. Because usually when a movie goes this deep with actors, you kind of start getting, because you can't afford, right? So you just get there, but everyone on there was just so solid. And then, yes, Aaron Cahill cameo, like right there, the movie's going to be, regardless of anything else, going to love it and everything. So I'll say though, but every time that the country music came on, like when they started doing the performance, I literally checked out. That was like when I would check my phone or something like that until that music was done. Then I'd be totally zoomed in 100 degrees. And this for me is the clear cut, not even close, best movie of the year so far.
I mean, again, I can't argue with that.
And mostly because the acting is so freaking good. And it's Hallmark, but this is one of the ones where cause usually we're like, oh, this is really cute. It's a Hallmark movie. This is just one of the ones, Polaha, again, like I've said it before, he's the best actor in Hallmark, and Nikki is right up there with her.
Yep.
And it's like Biltmore Christmas. The acting is just so good that it's not a Hallmark feel of a movie at all.
Well, speaking of James Denton, so Lori Loughlin, I think, is coming back to When Calls
Yes,
to
he
Her,
is.
which I am excited. I'm hoping that maybe she'll get some garage sales again. Like,
here's my thing.
Can you reach out to Steve Basic and see?
Talk
about the Lions with him and see if he's got any inside info.
Oh no, the Lions are going bad right now.
Okay, well there you go. Talk to him about that.
Yes. I don't want her to come back and take over Grasso, because I want the daughter. We talked about it before.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Her to do the spinoff, but she can come in and give it a little bit of that. You said that Grasso had gotten old.
No, but it's been a couple years. It's been since like 2019. So give it back. Okay. Yes, give it back. I am all in. And you know who I think would be a great pairing for like just a fun rom-com movie? Lori Loughlin and James Denton.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be a
absolutely.
great pairing? Like,
Absolutely.
I need that now, Hallmark. Like, put those two together. Like, yes, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
So that's what
And
I'm hoping for.
they would have been perfect in Alpine holiday.
Anyway, we're going to go on to what
Do we
might
have to?
be the worst movie of the year for both of us, A Christmas Cup. I gave it 1 star, which somebody said that might be too much. Maybe that was you. Maybe that was
I think
actually
it
a couple
was.
people. I think I had that in the DMs too. Like, that was generous. I'm like, yeah. It's tough when my favorite scene was when Pascal and Kevin did their scene and they're like, what's it been, like 100 years?
Right.
That was great. That was literally my highlight of this
That's
movie.
what I had this. My note is exactly that. Best scene was
That's,
Cameo.
yep, yep. And I know, like, if you're a When Calls the Heart fan, I think there was lots of different When Calls the Heart actors in this one. I don't watch it, neither do you. So
I forget what the
oof,
blonde's name is. She was in there a little earlier. Um,
the
she
young
had
actress, the one
yeah,
who
she
was
had
singing.
a man like Andrea Brooks, I think.
I don't think
No, no,
Andrea
no.
Brooks was,
Andrea
no,
Brooks, I think
no.
is she came in and did a cameo.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice her.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, this movie was rough. It was pretty boring. Not a ton going on. I don't really have much else to say on it. Like, I didn't have one person who reached out and said they liked it. Let's just say that. Everyone commented that this is the worst of the year.
It has like
So
a 6.2 on IMDb.
I'm again, I think When Calls the Heart people are gonna like it because it's a movie for them. Just as I said, there's like niche audiences for them. I think this would be the movie for them. Um, it was not for me.
Well, I think any When Calls the Heart people who follow us are going to unsubscribe because
Well, I don't know if we have a lot
uh,
of When Calls the Heart
I'm
people.
sorry that Ben Rosenbaum is just not a lead actor. We're just talking about how Christopher
That was
Polaha
also
like
commented. Yeah.
commands this, like as soon as he's on there, he just like sucks all the oxygen in the best way. Some people are just meant to be supporting actors, and I'm sorry, it sounds harsh. I'm sure he's totally fine in
And
that
he's married
role.
to Aaron Krakow. They're
He
having a
just
baby.
okay. He's just never commanded the screen
I agree. Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And Rihanna, like I thought she was trying, but when you're handed like such a bad script, you can't like there were some of the scenes were just like so bad. And I hate to say it because like we've said, people are trying. Like I don't
Yeah.
think anyone goes in to make a bad movie.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that this was actually, I think, an actual Hallmark movie. So this wasn't like an acquisition either, which I find shocking. Shocking. But I don't know.
Yeah.
And the last
Well,
thing, sorry, last thing I'll just say
yeah.
about it, and I saw a lot of comments about it, is the fact like her uniform, I guess, was like so wrong for what it's supposed to be for a Marine. Like everything about us, like on Reddit, people are just tearing it apart for everything. And for me, I find it odd that Hallmark would do that because like their audience seems very probably in the military, pro-military type thing. And then it just seems like respect for the military that you would say, okay, we're going to at least get
Try.
somebody on here and take a like, hey, do we have it right? And the fact that they don't even seem to like bother with a little bit of effort to be accurate for military. Like I don't care if it's an equestrian or something like that that they or a downhill skier, the Alpine people like maybe they don't have the right outfits for doing that. Whatever. I don't care about that. But for military, I think they should just fact check and make sure they have it right. But that's my little rant.
We finished with A Catnip Christmas, which again, if you love cats, I give this one, well, actually, so I paused this one halfway through. So halfway through the movie, I'm cooking, I'm loving it. Puppet show, hilarious. Like I laughed out loud pretty much that whole puppet show. Like Paul Campbell did a spectacular job. So that was great. Loved Aaron Cahill. Like we're going good. Beautiful settings of the homes. I both of their decorated homes looked wonderful. And again, big cat fan. My cat was just sitting on my lap.
I,
He ran away from me. I don't know
it
if he's
sounds like
sitting
you
on the
say it's
floor.
going to fall off the cliff for you, and I
It kind
don't
of
know
did.
where.
It did. So I that halfway mark, I came back and watched it last night, and it kind of got a little slow. So I was going in thinking this is going to be like a 4.5 movie for me, and then it kind of hit the halfway point and it slowed down, and I gave it a 3.5. I still loved it because, and that might be a little generous because again, cat lady, my cat Garfield. Come on, Garfield, come up here. Just like a dog, they listen so well. Again, like this should be my movie. My son even like grabbed the cat and started reading to the cat after reading to the cats at the cafe. But yeah, it didn't quite connect the dots to finish the movie. But cute, cute. If you like cats, give it a watch.
I'll say once again, from going from just an actor who couldn't command the screen to two who once again they everything you want in a rom-com. I thought they were fantastic, great chemistry. I thought
And
their
you're not a cat
interactions
guy.
were right. I am a kitten person. I like
Okay.
kittens.
Okay.
They just turn into cats,
Okay.
which I'm not a fan of. But it
Oh.
didn't bother me. I thought the movie was super cute. I thought they had great chemistry. Now, I don't think they've ever been paired before. So, but
Yeah.
they were great together. I found them just
Yeah.
really, really good. I had also the sock puppet scene was
So good.
just cracked me up. And the one thing I
Kimberly
say though,
Sustad cameo. I forgot to mention that. I don't know if her little line was about
oh
her like
yes,
9 lives of
Kimberly
kittens and
Susted,
like
like yes,
yes,
it
that was
cracked me
cute.
up
Yes.
how they built that in. The other though, the marketing thing, like once again, it was it was the tired trope that we've seen a million times before, the big marketing person coming into the small town and whatever, whatever. But they made it feel fresh. They were like such good actors that I just had a really good time with it. But once again, they did the marketing where, hey, we're going to make a poster and a hashtag, and all of a sudden it's going to be the most successful marketing campaign known to man. And being in someone who's in marketing, I wish that's all it took. My job would be so much easier, but that's the way it is in Hallmark. I
Especially this
also
year.
I liked the foster kid story. I thought that was a really cute thing about how he comes and
Mhm.
plays with the cat, but we don't want to adopt it because we don't know what's happening with the kid, and so I thought that was pretty touching as well. So I loved it when they're like, okay, we're coming to adopt, and I was like, oh, so that sort of got me. And for me, it was just a really cute, nice way to take a traditional Hallmark movie and do it exactly right to wrap up the weekend.
Agreed.
And this was Lucy Guest as well, so she directed this
Oh
and
wow, busy.
Alpine. Yeah, so she had two this weekend.
Yeah. Well,
And Tracy Andreen wrote this one and wrote the Grand Ole Opry Christmas, so she had two this weekend.
nice. Big weeks. Well, next week, we have a few different movies that we'll kind of touch base on, or I should say a show as well. So 12 Dates Till Christmas, episode one will be actually two episodes will be airing on Friday. And so that is the I think Jane Seymour is in
Jane
this
Seymour.
one. So very excited. So we have Jane Seymour, Mary McDonnell, Mae Whitman, Julian Morris are the stars of this one. And I think it looks pretty cute. So I'm actually probably like 10 out of 10 excited for this one. What about you?
Jane Seymour, you had me. And I've read the book.
Okay.
So it's they definitely have to make some changes to the book,
Okay.
but I think it's perfectly aligned. And this was, I think, like kind of like the last hurrah of Lisa Hamilton Daly, like acquiring this and
Oh,
getting
so it
it
should be
sort
pretty
of
good.
going.
Yeah.
And I think it wrapped up after she was like actually shot and everything after her, but she was the one who
Gotta go.
sort of built it. So yeah, so I've got good hopes on that as well. So I think yeah, it's a really cute story. So I think they'll be able to pull it off. And I'm guessing they're doing it the same way that they did
Mistletoe murders.
Mistletoe, where it's like
Mhm.
44-minute episode
Yeah.
type things.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Well, then on Saturday night, we have the big Lacey Chabert and Andrew Walker movie called She's Making a List. Isabel determines if a young girl belongs on the naughty or nice list. So I am 10 out of 10 excited. I'm excited for this one. What
I
about
agree.
you?
Santa's Helper, come on. And
I haven't seen any of the previews because I don't watch Hallmark Live. So I'm excited. I'm
it's
going
just
in blind to
the
most
longer
of these.
preview. She's like Santa's Helper kind of thing. So
Well, I don't need to know. I just go in excited.
We just talked about how two really good actors can make the movie, and you're not going to get two better Christmas actors than Andrew and Lacey.
Then also on Saturday, if you want to stay up a little later, the Hallmark Christmas Experience, a hometown holiday. Join your favorite Hallmark stars for Christmas extravaganza in Kansas City. So I'm guessing this is probably just a 42, it says 42 minutes, a recap of probably what happened last year to recruit people to go to another extravaganza. Are they doing it again this year?
I think that they whipping it together like quasi live, that it's going on right now.
Really?
I'm thinking they've whipped together the first weekend, which was this past weekend.
Well, there we go. I'm excited because that will probably be a good, it's good advertisement to kind of see, would you want to go or not? And then
Would you ever want to do the cruise?
I can't do, no, cruises are a no-go.
Okay.
I would do the extravaganza. Cruise, I would get sick, barf all over the place. So that's a no-go.
I'm there with you.
Single on the 25th is what airs on Sunday. And that is starring Lindsay Fonseca and Danielle Lissing. Two singles find love while trying to prove Christmas isn't just for couples. I'm 10 out of 10 excited for this too. Like I'm excited. Probably this is the most excited weekend when I'm looking at the movies probably all year. Although honestly, the last few movies, I think I'm most excited for these coming 6 movies based on what we've seen, because they all have pretty good actors coming up. And as we just said, like that does make a difference, along with a good script. A good script really does matter, but good actors can also kind of carry it a little bit more than maybe others.
We talked about a little before we started recording. Daniel, just because of December Bride, it's ruined me for all his other movies, which like he was in what was the one with Aaron Craig last year where like Call Me Santa or something like that. Like he was totally fine in it, but there's just something about him because of that one movie where he's not my favorite actor.
Send the hate mail to Eric.
Isn't he season 1 of One Calls the Heart too?
Yeah, that was her like initial, I think.
So there we go. Like I say, anyone calls the heart, people are just going to hate me.
I know, right? You just made them angry twice. Oh, well, I think we did a pretty good job recapping all of that in under an hour. So
perfect. There's a lot going on.
There is. I'm still not sick of them. So this is a great sign. Like usually at this time last year or most years, I'm sick of Christmas movies. And this year I'm not.
So I was thinking about this as I was doing my notes. This year has just, for me, been a whole lot of average. Like,
no,
good.
I think it's the perfect amount of movies, though.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
because it's manageable, right?
Yes.
I'm not missing Miracles, Christmas. What is it over? The one that used to be on Hallmark.
Mystery.
Miracles of Christmas.
Miracles
I think.
Of Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not missing like the extra layer there, but no, I think they've all just been like, there hasn't been, other than Christmas Cup, a movie that I thought
Snow
was like
Must Go On, Christmas Duty.
For me, there hasn't been one other than Christmas Cup that was
keep
just
going.
awful.
I'll stop there.
Like even the tidings of the holiday, whatever. I was expecting to hate that, and I didn't hate it. So for me, that's where it's at.
Well, we'll recap the whole season in a few weeks. So hold those thoughts, Eric.
Will do.
All right. I will talk to you next week.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark Channel.